this sort of thing, which is not in a wooden box, is a very remarkable thing. It gives you access at any moment to an encyclopedia, which would have otherwise taken about half a wall and just about a quarter of an hour just for you to find the word you were looking for. So it is access to knowledge, it is access to people, it is actually access to reality, and it is starting to have some, I don't know if you can measure an anthropological effect, but at least you can detect it. And we share the thesis of a guy called Jaron Lanier, which was known as the inventor of at least the term virtual reality, in that this convergence of real and virtual makes for a longer human neoteny. Neoteny is just the fact that the fact that you keep the characters of youth for a longer time. The main difference, the main particularity of the Homo subspecies is that we don't grow particular adult characteristics such as the teeth you can see in chimpanzees, for instance. And this one is taken from, it's a very short PDF available on the internet by Stephen Jay Gould, which is on the evolution of Mickey Mouse. If you remember the original Mickey Mouse from the 1920s, it was a very pointy, actually mouse-like affair. This thing looks like a baby. Combat is more and more fought by robots, and networked robots at that. And networked robots can be fought in one particular way, hacking. I think it's not this particular model, but the Iranians captured a surveillance drone from the American army. It was done by hacking, by a virus that infected a military base from the Air Force in Nevada 6 months earlier, that led this particular drone to land in Iran 6 months afterwards. The point is that what is happening is that every single, the basic levels of society, be they soldiers, or entrepreneurs, or citizens, or whatever, have more processing power in the hands and more interconnection capacity than ever before. This is going to have an effect on the economic cycle. You have a theory about the economic cycle that says, more or less, that when in the 19th century, for instance, they invented the railways, they got enthused about the railways, you got a financial bubble, then a more static period, and then for some reason, from 1870 to 1890 or so, you had recession over recession over recession. And at the same time, it wasn't a matter of connecting the East Coast to the West Coast and making the world smaller. It was a matter of deploying rail everywhere to every factory, of getting a more mobile workforce, of changing the very idea of wealth creation.